Hey, Sean. I've been thinking a lot lately about my philosophy on life and my career and fatherhood and all the things that right now with the coronavirus and with the political divide that's happening and all this sensationalization of social media, and there's been a lot on my mind lately, and I was trying to boil down what would be like the most important piece of advice if I were to impart this to my son, if he were older than 1 and could understand what I was saying, or to anyone else I was talking to, or potentially had some sort of online platform to reach. What would be the way to live your life? And I came down to 2 things. The one I'm going to glance over, and it's the other one that I think is more important. Number 1 is composure. Keep your composure, because as soon as you lose your mind and start yelling or getting overly frustrated, the ability to communicate and therefore the ability to learn, to grow, and to find happiness disappears as soon as you lose your composure. There's no way to learn how to do it other than forcing yourself to do it and being aware of when you do lose your composure and reflecting on it later. And it takes patience and it takes courage and it takes strength to do, but it's so worth it if you can do it and if you can get there. And that's one for me where I know there's times where I get upset about something, but before I were to respond, before I were to reach out and have dialogue or anything, I want to make sure that I reflect and find my composure before moving forward, because without it, there will be nothing good. No progress, no productivity will come out of approaching something without composure. Number 2, and more importantly than anything else I could possibly think of, would be not only be okay with, but eagerly look for situations where you are wrong. And I've found this to be one of the most helpful things in my career, and I can't think of another career where this wouldn't be true. But as a video producer, I go out and I film things, and if I find out like, hey, there's a better way to shoot something, there's a better way to film something, and I've always thought if I set my lenses or my settings to this, that's the best. But if I find out that I'm wrong, and if I approach things instead of saying like, no, mine's right, I don't need to look into that, I don't need to worry about that, I've done this, I know, all I'm doing is hindering my ability to be even better. And if I find out that I was right all along, then I've gained some perspective. I've maybe found ways to improve what I thought based on this search for an answer that I'm not sure even exists. And so that's true in my career and in my profession, but it's also true as a father, it's true as a friend, as a brother, as a son. It's true in every place, but I feel like more than ever, it's true right now in our political discourse. And I was getting so frustrated and so habitually losing my composure that I deleted my Facebook and my Instagram accounts permanently. I deleted Twitter. I now have just my LinkedIn and my YouTube. And even though I have several subscribers on YouTube, it's not really that active of a channel. So I feel like I'm pretty safe over here as far as the social media interactions are concerned. But there's so much information circling right now about the coronavirus that what stalls us and what creates divides is when we say, I know. I heard this, I have a friend who's a doctor, or I read this article by somebody I trust. This is what's going on. I know that this is what's going on, and I don't have to listen to anything else. And that, regardless of which side you end up on, or if you think we all need to wear masks, or if you think we all don't need to wear masks, if you think we're okay to go out, if you think schools should open, whatever the topic is, if you are resolute that you know everything that you need to know to make that decision, and you are not willing to have a discussion with someone unless that discussion consists solely of you explaining to that person why they should be thinking like you are, no progress. Nothing's going to happen. We're not going to move forward. We're just going to get in more arguments. We're going to have a bad time. And so if you could put yourself in that mental space to say, I'm going to have a true conversation with somebody. I'm trying to understand. There's things out there that are inflammatory right now that we need to talk about. And if we can't approach them with the humility to say that I've thought about this a lot, but there is something else that I have not thought of yet that could affect everything. And to think that isn't possible is arrogant and ignorant and it's only going to cause more problems. And taking a step back to say, I don't know everything, and that's okay, that's the only way to really move forward. And all the great leaders in history have always been eager to say, look, I'm going to consult with the right people. This is a tough decision. I'm going to work to find the right answer. I'm going to work to find things that I maybe didn't know that will help illuminate the right decision here. And we as individuals need to do that same thing. And there's a lot of right ways to make progress, but we're only going to find those if we take the time to say, here's my opinion. What is yours? How can we work together to find out what we don't know? Because there's a good chance we can end up agreeing on some things or find the ethical, lines that we fall on different sides of, but we can understand why someone would be on the other side of that, where if you cross your arms and say, no, this is what I think, end of story, you're only going to alienate yourself from people that might be able to help you and help us move forward. But if we have this resolute, end of story, this is what I believe, and I don't care what you think, I don't care what the experts say, this is what I believe, regardless of the issue, regardless of what side of the issue you're on, it's not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for you as a person and your mental health. You're going to find yourself under attack. You're going to find yourself angry about other people and what they think. The best way to live your life is to say, I'm okay being wrong. And if I'm wrong, that doesn't mean I'm weak. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It means I'm smart enough and patient enough to teach myself to be smarter, to teach myself to learn new things. I'm capable of growth. And as soon as you say, no, I know this and I don't need to hear anything else, that's when you stop growing, and that's when you become really annoying. And that's not who you want to be. So that's my thought. That's my philosophy for right now. Keep your composure, and with that composure, approach conversations in a headspace where even if you've thought a whole lot about it, you might be wrong or there might be something you're missing. That's all I got. Thanks for listening. See you later. Bye.